Hey. Can't see us yet, but now you can see us. There you are. There you are. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I am your host, and right here next to me is my co-host, Fee King.
And welcome to Get Rich 101's special Thursday segment, Fiance Files.
Yes. We got so much to talk about.
So much.
We got so much to talk about. I know you all been waiting. I love it. I know y'all been waiting because I've been putting up these little quick things. And this is my first time taking a deep breath to a whole class. I'm going to do it today. So that's what I got to say. I don't know where we want to start. But
well, let's start from the beginning.
Let's start. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Fee King.
Yes, Fee King.
He's Sekouw Writes. And thank you so much to New Thought Media for giving.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm hit you. Thank you so much to New Thought Media.
Yes.
No, for giving us.
That quarter. Yep.
That corner?
Yep.
No.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Because opposite.
Okay. Thank you to New Thought Media for giving Sekouw this opportunity to disseminate his information, his knowledge, his passion. He is not a financial advisor, but what he is a financial wizard.
Wow, that's so good, Fee. That's so good. I need to take that and just play it every episode.
You just did.
No, I need to do it again. But I'm gonna have that taped. Anyway.
All right, I'll charge you.
Anyway, I meant to mention that I am a stroke survivor. I'm
two-time.
Hemorrhagic.
Close.
Hemorrhagic stroke survivor. Yeah. And that's one of the big ones. Because if 100 people got this stroke today, 83 people would not live. The rest of the 83 would die within 4 weeks. Yes. And here I am, one of 17 that made it 2.5 years.
Being such a blessing. Such a blessing. And not a blessing because not only did you survive it, but you are thriving through it. You have been running every day for 814 days. Is it
817? Well, 816.
That's because he's been out of town. He's been traveling. So I lost track.
Yeah.
My retired traveling man. You're so young. Yeah. You're so young. You're retired. Just living that life.
And it was funny. We use this quick, but this was funny doing the running in LA because I was in LA. And the running was so interesting.
How so?
It was just interesting seeing the other people run and the other people getting themselves together. And what happened was people ride their bikes on the sidewalk in LA. They don't ride them in the street. They ride them on the sidewalk. And I was like, what is happening? I was like trying to dodge around the people.
They're not supposed to.
That's what they're doing. And then they have these little carts. These little carts that are made for delivering food.
The robots.
And I'm like, what is happening?
I saw that.
They're always on the sidewalk.
I saw that, but honestly, I thought you were still in New York. I saw that video and I thought you were still in New York.
That was in LA. I was like, what is this? I pulled my phone out and videotaped it.
Yeah, you guys see the new norm.
You guys see the things I'm gonna post on social media soon. But it was crazy. It was crazy. So anyway, I took my time trying to develop a way to avoid both the bicyclists and the robots. So I had to run kind of close to the fence.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think it's similar though to New York because in New York you have the Uber bicyclists, the guys who deliver food on bikes.
But they on the street. They have that bike lane. That bike lane. They have that bike lane. Yeah.
But oftentimes we run in the street. So yeah. And in New York, because I find like I really get an oblique workout because I'm constantly doing this to avoid the people.
The people?
The people walking on the sidewalk. There are like 1,000 people on the sidewalk in New York.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna stop. It's wasting your time talking about the people. And the things. So let's get to it.
Let's get to
it.
Welcome back, Sekou Writes. And I just
Thank
want to share right off the bat, because this is the first time my Sekou has bought me gifts back.
Lies, disinformation.
What's up, Tyrone Riggs? But listen, look at what he brought me back. I love these so much. So this is the bull, and I will let Sekou explain to you what this means. And then this is the bear. My friend from LA, John P. Smith, shout out to John P. Smith and his wife and family. They came to New York a couple weeks ago to celebrate his son's 35th birthday. And they did it big. Like, they flew from LA to New York and Arkansas to New York, first class.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that except for international. And they just had an incredible 4 days in this city. And so they took a picture, sent it to me, and they took a photo by the bear in New York City.
The big brass bear, like, it is huge. Like, this is, oh, that's a bear. No, they took the picture with the bull.
They took the photo with the bull.
And it is something that I've been privy to all my life living in New York. Oh, sorry,
Red Melissa, right? New journals. Because, excuse me, writers write because writers write. Okay, go ahead, Sekou.
Okay, so basically, there is a very big statue of a bull down in Times Square, down on Wall Street. And I've been privy to it, but I've been like, why are people taking pictures with that thing?
Mm-hmm.
I was just walking by. I've seen so many, I've got so many memories of people taking pictures with it. And I was like, why are people taking pictures with it? I could have had like a dozen pictures with it, right? I never thought to be interested. But now I'm interested. I'm interested. Yeah. So these were from David, was a man who facilitated everything, and they are from Cobra, and yeah. So that's what we're talking about.
But tell them more. So Sekou, I'm gonna jump in here.
Hey, go ahead.
Sekou just returned from a 3-day intensive, immersive day trading training with a very accomplished trader.
Yes.
Who went from making $29,000 a year doing DoorDash. Was it DoorDash?
DoorDash and everything else he could pull together.
Doing gig work. To now he's making 1.6 million.
1.6 million per year.
And he offered this training in LA. And Sekou, which is what I love this about you, is that you just made a decision. You said, yep, I'm going. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to weigh the pros and the cons. I'm going.
Sidebar. I did weigh the pros and cons a little bit because I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to stay awake. I thought I was going to fall asleep. But my training with the life insurance company helped gain my confidence that I can stay awake during the whole time.
See how the universe works, though?
Yep.
The universe responds to your most prevalent and predominant thoughts, and it prepares you. The universe prepared you by having that life insurance class, which was 20 hours.
It was intense.
20 hours happened before the trading.
Before I even booked it.
Before it even existed.
I was like, all right, if I can survive that, I can survive this training course.
Yes. And so David gifted his participants with this.
Yes.
Now, when I was living in Baltimore, I want to say they have one of these, and I never knew the meaning of it. I took a photo in front of.
Oh, in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh, they have one.
It's at the Pendry.
Oh, wow. That's
Which
funny.
You stayed at the Pendry.
and once again, completely missing the characters, the bull and the brown.
Explain to the people the significance of the bull and the bear.
So just really briefly. So let's hold these up. Let's hold up the bull. Hold my pie, and I'll hold down the bull. The bear.
I've got the bull.
The bull. She's got the bull.
Show your bear over here a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
So what this means is that the stocks go up and down. Up and down. So if it's going up, it's being bumped up by by the bull. It's going down. It's being held down by the bear. That's the most simplest way that I can explain it thus far. That simple. So in addition to stocks going up and down, think about the bear, the bull, and the bear going up and down, up and down.
I like that. Right. So beautiful.
Yeah,
it's just so beautiful.
And now I know. Now I'm going to get a picture
yes.
with 2-1 downtown.
Gotta do that.
Yeah. So that said, I want to talk about the trading. I want to talk about trading. So ask me some questions, Fee. Ask me some questions.
Okay, so I have so many questions. So let's get into this. What's up, Fonda Cross? I was sharing with my group. I guide a group of women, twice a week in a social setting. Yes, growth. Shout out to Real Roots. And I was in Brooklyn a couple of days ago. I was sharing with the women that my fiance is in LA doing this training for.
You told the secrets out, huh?
Telling all your business. And so we got to talking about money, wealth, working, trading, time for money, emergency fund. And I find that these conversations are now organically happening. It's not something that I have to force. It just organically happens because people are having conversations.
Because you are elevating your level.
Thank you, Sekou. Yeah. And so I was sharing with the women that I can't wait till he comes back so that he can share more with me and of course with our audience. But I've stepped back a lot from trading because we now have a wealth advisor. So I'm ensuring a part of my investing with Charles Schwab with our wealth manager. However, I have started to miss day trading with Webull because I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically you can only trade 3 times a week if you have under 25,000 in your account.
Well said, Fee King. Well said. That's good. That's good. It's called the PDT rule.
Yes, the PDT rule.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I exceeded that, but they let me. And so they basically have put a halt on my account. Mm-hmm. What Sekou and I decided when he returned from this training is that we would open up a new Webull under a different email account so that I can start day trading. And so my question to you, Sekou, because we watch a lot of we'll call them day trading thought leaders, investment thought leaders, stock thought leaders, who started basically with nothing, no knowledge, no money, no knowledge and no money. And now so many of these people are making a lot of money. But more importantly, they sound and feel and teach from a space of freedom. So my question to you, Sekou, is how can you not convince me, but how can someone go from making, a couple dollars a trade to literally a couple $1,000s a day, like so many of the people that we've been following and that you've been studying with, like Tim Sykes, now David Capoblano, the Wall Street Trapper, just all these people. How is that now going to happen? That was a long way around it.
Yeah, well, first of all, you've got to let go of everything, right? So we were just showing these animals, right? But they're Cobra. Cobra is a system like Webull. It's just a more complicated system. And so we got to check these out. We got to check these out and see what, if anything, we can do to benefit from one of these companies rather than Webull.
So let me break that down for people. And then Rev Melissa has a question, which I think is a great question. Okay. So what you're saying is not to be married to one system, whether it's Cash App, Robinhood, Webull.
Yeah, I'm saying now that we're learning from the big boys, now it's time to learn what they do.
Okay.
And what he's doing, what David's doing is he's using Cobra. And I'm like, okay, I got to
Okay.
see what Cobra is. So I didn't check him out when I was in LA, but I'm going to check them out now and see if they got what I need. And if so, I'm going to move my account from Webull to Cobra.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
I think you meant we. Okay. Rev Melissa, I have a question. What will you do differently now? Oh, yes, Rev Melissa. Yes. Yes, Sekou. What will you do differently now?
So what I will do differently changed a lot. It changed a lot. So what's going to happen differently is I saw him work. I saw David work. Like we did a lot of talking. And he gave us a lot of information. But there was one time where he saw us, he put himself to work, right?
Okay.
And now I'm the one that he that he got snippy with, because I was up behind him, like, hey, what you doing? What you doing? And then he was like, hey man, don't get behind me. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He said, don't get behind me and let me focus on my thing. And he was so gentle. Other than that. And here comes Sekou, like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? Say, hey, don't get behind me. Don't get behind me now. I'm working. And so the light switch flipped. The light switch flipped for me.
Okay.
And I saw him pull all of his gregarious energy into a very small space. Very small. And everybody, like, there were 10 of us around him. And we all, like, were not talking to him. We're like, so we started talking to him, and we were like, no, he's still in his space, and we talked to each other. So it's like a shield came up. A shield came up, and he had been talking about finding a place, doing this trades, and he'd been talking about that stuff. But to see it surround him, I was like, okay, the volume at which he's measuring this stuff is serious, right? And so I've got to really focus. I've got to really focus, and I've got to expand the knowledge that I have. Because the second thing is, he had a book. He had 2 shelves of books of just trading books, like only trading books. Like, can you imagine 2 shelves of only trading books? And we were like, how many of these did you read? He's like, oh, 99%. I was like, he took himself to school. So that's what I wanted people to understand, that he took himself to school. And so I need to embody that.
I think you are embodying that. And so the 3 things that you're going to do differently, because we talked about this last night, Rev Melissa, I asked him this question.
Yes, you did.
And so what you're saying is you're going to focus in a new, different way.
I'm going to focus.
You're going to gain more.
I'm going to focus like I'm in school. I'm going to focus like I'm in school.
He's going to focus like he's in school.
Like I'm in school.
And you're going to gain a new level of knowledge.
I'm going to read like I'm in school.
Okay. So he's going to read like he's in school.
Yep.
Something that you said as you're sharing David's method and what you're going to now do, Sekou, it reminded me of the many times that we've done a book study with Rev Melissa. Just so happened to have it right here.
Yeah.
The 30-day mental diet.
Yes.
And the other one, which is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Both of those in these books, and I'm going to paraphrase, but Rev Melissa also says this, is to become obsessed with that thing.
Yes.
To become obsessed with learning the thing, whatever that, if it's knitting for you, we're talking about money, investment, stocks, lifestyle. You must become obsessed.
Obsessed, because I saw it. I saw it personally when I saw David work.
I've heard it though. When I watch and listen to Tim Sykes, he's obsessed. He's obsessed still today. He's passionate. And I think the word obsessed gets a bad rep. And we get to reframe it. Kind of like bragging gets a bad rep. We get to reframe it. And I'm here for it. I think less TV and more studying. And whether that's the reading, the watching, the actual doing, and also the participating, because oftentimes we forget that we need to continually be in fellowship with like-minded people, which is what you did in LA. So that means that the workshops, the conventions around whatever topic or subject you're interested in.
Yeah.
That is going to be the biggest return on your investment.
Yeah. So I went. Yeah. David was in the zone. So we're commenting on what Rev Melissa just put up there. David was in the zone. Like he was in the zone. Like I don't like nobody's business. And here I am, one of all 10 people. Here I am talking about what you doing. What you doing? He's like, no. I need my space to be functional.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I don't even know what else to say.
I mean, I think it's really about the becoming and the doing. So you get to become who you need to become in order to achieve the results that you're looking for. And you're not looking for David's results. You're looking for your own results. But, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not looking for David's results. Yeah. I'm not looking for, so back to your question, I'm not looking for 1.6 million because that'll happen. But and while okay, you just did that. You went up with the bull, right?
I did.
You can win going down with the bear. Yeah. I was like, David, what are you saying? He was like, yeah, he learned how to trade stocks by using the bear and going down. I was like, going down?
When the stock drops,
yeah,
is that what you mean when you say
when
going
the stock
down?
drops? Yeah. Now, for most of us, he took a poll of all 10 people. None of us were willing to do it. All of us have been traveling with the bull. Okay. All of us, but David traveled with the bear, and he focused. He said, "I want to focus on one thing." And what he focused on was, it's called a short sale, but the bear short sale. And that's what he focused on. He said he wanted to be there when someone looked up short trading. He wanted to be the one that popped up. And I was like, wow, that is deep, right? That is deep. And so doing this, you can lose your home. Going down, you can lose everything. Okay. So you got to be very careful going down. Now he did it, and he's made millions of dollars. But it's dicey. I was like, you did that? I was like, whoa, that's intense.
This is so dope that Sekou hasn't shared with us. Fatima West, thank you for being here, because we have something specifically for you. We were talking about you this morning, and I said, let's share this with her if she comes on. And even if you didn't, we were going to share it and cut it up.
Yeah.
I want to share with everyone the value in social media. Say what you want about social media, but I hope that you will, if you're not having a really positive experience with social media, there's an opportunity for you to pivot. Our experience with social media, I'm going to speak for myself firstly, has been hands down positive, amazing, incredible. From creating friendships to being able to build a business through social media. Sekou found David by listening to Tim Sykes. And David was one of Tim Sykes' students. Tim Sykes is this big guy in the trading space. And you correct me if I get this incorrect.
I just
jump in there because we only have 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll let it go for now.
Okay, so basically he found him online and just reached out and said, hey, my name is Sekou. I have a podcast talk show about money. Can I interview you? And the millionaire said yes.
And I asked him about this. I asked about what made it. I asked him how he was able to get someone on this show, and he was like, "How'd you get me on your show?"
Just
and I was
ask.
like, "What?
Just ask.
Just ask. Just
David
ask.
came on the show. I remember I was coming home and they were still on the interview. I got to meet him. Super duper nice guy. He was engaged, and he even allowed Sekou to interview him again on this most recent trip to LA.
Yeah, live in person.
Because he's so committed to sharing with people the possibility. The possibility. Like if you are interested, you got to be interested.
Got to be interested.
B,
you got to believe. You've got to believe. Number one, you got to believe. It's not some kind of scam. You got to believe.
Yeah, and you got to be coachable.
Yeah,
you got to be coachable. So I'm gonna do a really quick pivot. And Rev Melissa says the origin of the word obsess is besiege and occupy. What? You better use your words. Besiege and occupy.
Yes. And that man was besieged and occupied. He was very focused. Very focused.
And think about how many things we allow ourselves to be distracted by, and people we allow ourselves to be distracted by. So that's what we have for you today. Congratulations to Fatima West for having a tenant in her beautiful house that I feel so honored I got to stay in numerous times. Listen, that's a whole show. That's a whole sitcom, being able to stay in Fatima West's home. So I was sharing with Sekou this morning, Fatima, how proud I am of you and how you made it happen. And it seems like a short amount of time, but I know it's been a work in progress. The first thing Sekou said was, First thing is make sure you give at least 10% to Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab, at least 10%. Because what you're thinking is you're going to use that money to sign your daughter's tuition. Yes. You're going to take one and the other. You got to be, third point, you got to make it you got to earn it. Take your time, baby. This is so important. I know. You're excited. Slow down because this is so important. I know. First, you're going to get the money and you want to bring it over to your child's tuition, right? But what you need to do is you need to add a stop. You need to take the money, put it in your Charles Schwab, 10%. And then come out. The balance of that. Like, that's what you really need to do. Yeah. If you don't do that, put 10% aside. But what you really need to do is put all the money, I said it, into Charles Schwab, and then come out to pay your daughter. And I'll explain why later. Yeah, because I don't understand that one, but I do understand the 10%. And then he said, Fatima, you know what? I really want to tell her to take 50% and invest it so that it can grow. Yeah. So Fatima, we're gonna coach you in person, Fatima. We're gonna coach you in person. Let's set up a call. Let's coach you in person. All right. So yeah, this has been great. Oh man, you gotta come back tomorrow because we gotta keep talking about what happened. Yeah. You gotta keep, because there's so much information. There's so much information. I was like, so I'm going to try to distill it for you properly. You're going to try to what? Distill it properly. Distill? Yeah, distill. Like water. Okay. Yeah, distill. Yeah. Like distillation? Yeah. Huh. I think that's word. Yeah. It's a word. Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all. You'll see him tomorrow on Sekou Writes page, and you'll see me later on today. I will be hopping on to talk about our speaker series tonight. I'll be hopping on to invite you to, what else is going on? There's something. Oh, yes. What? Now is better than perfect. Was that what you got excited about? No. Oh, go ahead. Now is better than perfect. I'll do it over here. All right, folks. See you later. See you tomorrow.